Hello and welcome to day 21 supplement for MP Strong 365. I want to take a moment here before we do a midday shakeout to talk about the milestone day that I alluded to yesterday. And that is the origin of the 21-day idea. I said it's 21 days to build a habit. That is an often cited, pillar of like a landmark for people. All right, I did it 21 days, like it's 3 weeks, like my habit is formed. Is there any substance or truth to this? This is this plastic surgeon in the 1960s decided that like 21 days after the surgery was like, I guess, a good marker of change really happening. So it was associated with change, but not necessarily habits. The evidence and studies for habit formation and the strength of habit formation and how long it takes or correlated to time is anywhere between 1 and 365 days. So why is this? Why can't we mark like a specific period of time like, yep, the habit is stuck? It first depends on what type of habit you're trying to build, right? And let's break it down even more quantitatively, because people are always so, wishy-washy about the statements they use. Oh, it just depends. Okay, well, it depends on what? Consider this algorithm. Does the habit take a system to execute? Meaning, if I promise myself I'm going to drink a smoothie in the morning before work, that involves a system that you have to set up. So before you even try to do it once, the system has to be in place. You've got to have the requisite elements. And moreover, okay, so you've got the frozen berries and you got your protein powder and you have your blender and you have like what you're going to do there. You have your cup and that is all good. But then what happens when you run out of berries, right? The habit stops. So then you have to have a plan to add the berries to your grocery list and make sure you have a constant supply and so forth and so on. Like do an auto subscription for your protein powder, things like that. The systems that surround the habit and the complexity of those systems will help you make a determination of how easy that habit is to break. So it's less about your own willpower and more about one other guy said, we don't rise to the level of our aspirations, we fall to the level of our systems. Okay, so it's not about your aspiration. It doesn't matter how hard you work, how hard you try. If there are systems associated with what you're trying to do, then those need to be in place first. A juxtaposing example of this would be, I would like to pray or like meditate for 2 minutes a day, right? Or study scripture or do something that's, doesn't really involve a system. It just involves me doing it. So what do I need to do to enforce that and repeat that? That, because that involves like 100% just self-discipline, I guess self-memory, and setting up a time of day to do it. I would say with things like that, setting up your environment so you know that once you enter a certain space, like in your home, then you'll be more distracted. So having a distraction-free setting and also acknowledging like how your body interacts with your circadian rhythm. Am I better to do this at morning or at night or in the afternoon as a break, like a real just like segregated 10-minute break? So observation of the way that you feel and you act can help inform when the habit is best placed, if it's something like a practice that you're doing. All right, so with that, I'm very excited to say that I started to think about doing this every single day, and it doesn't seem like much. It is making a difference. I can tell the difference. So if never too late to start, you can follow along with this journey, however long it lasts, and let's get to our midday shake.